Have you ever wondered if your dog is left-pawed or right-pawed? Like, seriously. Have you ever just stared at your dog while they're, I don't know, aggressively trying to get a treat out of a toy and thought, which paw are they even using right now? Is there a dominant one? Is my dog a secret little lefty genius? Because I totally have. It's one of those things that pops into your head at 3 a.m. and then you just have to know. It's like, we know if we're left-handed or right-handed. It's a whole thing. There are special scissors and everything. So, what about our furry best friends? Are they just casually walking around with a dominant paw we've never even acknowledged? The injustice. Well, guess what, you guys? Today we are diving deep, and I mean like scuba gear deep, into the world of doggy paw preferences. We're going to explore all the fun facts, the weird science. Is it science? I think it's science. And just generally get to the bottom of this very important, life-altering question. I'm talking about how to figure it out, what it might mean, and honestly, just another excuse to obsess over our dogs, because why not? That's what we're here for, right? To give our dogs the attention they truly, deeply, and sometimes annoyingly deserve. So buckle up, buttercups, because it's about to get positively fascinating up in here. This video is going to be our official investigation into the secret lives of our dog's paws. We'll look at how to tell if your doggo is a lefty, a righty, or maybe one of those ambidextrous unicorns who can just do it all with either paw show-offs. We're going to talk percentages, because numbers are fun when they're about dogs, and we'll even touch on why knowing this random piece of information might actually be, surprisingly helpful. Plus, it's just super fun to learn new, quirky things about our little or giant canine companions. So grab your dog, grab a snack, for you, not the dog, unless they're being good, and let's get ready to uncover the truth. Alright, first things first. How in the heck do we even figure this out? It's not like your dog can just, fill out a questionnaire. Excuse me, Mr. Fluffernutter, on a scale of 1 to must-use left paw for all snack-related activities. Where do you stand? No, we gotta be sneaky. We gotta be observant. We are becoming paw detectives, you guys. So, one of the easiest ways is the classic shake command. If you ask your dog for their paw, which one do they offer up most consistently? Now don't just do it once and call it a day, okay? That's not science, that's just like a Tuesday. You gotta do it multiple times, maybe over a few days. Keep a little tally. I know it sounds extra, but we are committed. Another super fun, and probably messy, knowing my luck, way to test this is with a toy, especially one of those puzzle toys or a Kong. Stuff that deliciousness in there, make it a little tricky to get out, and then just watch. Which paw are they using to hold the toy steady? Which paw are they using to try and dig out the goodies? You'll start to see a pattern, hopefully. Or maybe your dog is like mine and just uses their entire face, which, is also a strategy. But for the dogs who actually use their paws like civilized beings, this is a goldmine of information. Make sure they can't just, roll it around and cheat. We need paw-specific data here, people. And here's another one. The treat under a cup trick, or even just placing a treat slightly out of reach under a piece of furniture, but where they can still paw at it. Which paw do they instinctively use to try and get that sweet, sweet reward? You're looking for that first, most natural movement. It's all about repetition and observation. Don't get discouraged if it's not immediately obvious. Some dogs are subtle little geniuses. You might need to try a few different tests, different scenarios. Think of it as a bonding experience. You're basically conducting a very serious, very important research project with your best friend. For science. And for funsies, mostly for funsies. So, you've done your super scientific observations, you've got your tally marks, you're feeling like a regular canine behavioralist, right? Well, what do the numbers actually say about all this paw preference stuff? I looked it up, you guys, because I am dedicated to the cause. And it's actually pretty interesting. Studies have shown that it's not a 50-50 split like you might think, with human lefties and righties being, a smaller group. For dogs, it's a bit more balanced, but still with some clear trends. This is where it gets juicy, so prepare yourselves for some dog facts. Apparently, research suggests that around 50% of dogs are right-pawed. Okay, half of them, that makes sense, kind of the dominant group. Cool. But then, get this. About 40% of dogs are thought to be left-pawed. 40%. That's a whole lot of little Southpaws running around, bumping into things with their left shoulder, probably. I'm kidding mostly. But that's way more than I expected. It's like almost half the dog population is secretly coordinating with their left paws. What are they planning? I'm on to you, left-pawed pups. And then, for the truly special little weirdos out there, about 10% of dogs are ambidextrous, or ambi-paw Strauss, if you will. These are the dogs that are just like LOL rules. Preferences? I use whatever paw is closest to the snack human. They just don't care. They're the chameleons of the paw world, adapting to any situation. So if you're having a really hard time figuring out your dog's preference, maybe they're one of these talented 10%ers. It's kind of cool, right? It's not as clear-cut as humans, which honestly is very on-brand for dogs. They just gotta be different and extra adorable while doing it. Okay, so now we know to find out and we know but why does any of this even matter? Is this just another random dog fact to store in our brains alongside squirrels? Are the enemy and the mailman is suspicious? Well, yes, partly because random dog facts are my jam. But also, knowing your dog's paw preference can actually be, surprisingly helpful in a few ways. It's not just for trivia night at the dog park, although you will dominate that, just saying. This is about understanding our little buddies even better, which is always a good thing. For example, think about training. If you know your dog strongly prefers their right paw, you can totally use that to your advantage. When you're teaching them new tricks like high five or wave or even something more complex that involves paw targeting, you can set them up for success by presenting the target or your hand to their preferred side. It might make them learn a little quicker or feel a bit more confident and less awkward about it. It's like trying to write with your non-dominant hand. You can do it, but it's messy and frustrating, right? Same for dogs, probably. Small adjustments, big results. And then there's the behavior side of things. Some researchers even think that paw preference might be linked to certain personality traits or how dogs handle stress. Kind of like how left-handed people are sometimes said to be more creative. Who knows if that's true for dogs, but it's interesting. For instance, some studies suggest that left-pawed dogs might be a bit more prone to noise sensitivity or separation anxiety, while right-pawed dogs might be more trainable for things like guide dog work. Now, this is still being researched, so don't freak out if your dog is a lefty. But it's another layer to understanding their unique little quirks and how they see the world. Knowledge is power, even paw knowledge. All right, you guys, this is the part where I wanted to blow your minds with a list of super famous celebrity dogs who are definitively left-pawed. I imagined us gasping, "Oh my God, Lassie was a lefty? That explains everything." Or Beethoven, the big slobbery Saint Bernard, totally favored his left paw when causing chaos. Wouldn't that be amazing? To think that these iconic dogs had this little secret trait that we can now all appreciate. I went down a rabbit hole looking for this, let me tell you. I was ready to uncover some serious Hollywood paw secrets. But here's the thing, and it's kind of hilarious and also a little bit disappointing. It's actually super hard to find confirmed information about the paw preferences of famous dogs. Unless their owners were also weirdly obsessed with this like we are right now and publicly announced it, it's just not something that usually makes the headlines. Can you imagine the paparazzi exclusive? Air Bud spotted using left paw to dunk. Is he a Southpaw superstar? Probably not. So unfortunately, I don't have a definitive list of A-list left-pawed doggos for you. I know, I'm as sad as you are. My dreams of a left-pawed celebrity dog expose are slightly crushed. However, this doesn't mean they're not out there. Think about all the amazing dogs in movies, on TV, the heroic service dogs, the beloved presidential pets. Statistically, a good chunk of them have been left-pawed, right? It just makes you wonder. Maybe the dog who played Toto in The Wizard of Oz was a little lefty, clicking his heels with his left paw. Or perhaps one of those incredible search and rescue dogs you see on the news primarily uses their left paw to signal. It adds another layer of adorable mystery to these already fantastic animals. It's like a fun little what-if game we can play. So, whether your dog is a confirmed lefty, a righty, or one of those ambidextrous ninjas, how can we, incorporate this newfound or suspected knowledge into playtime? Because let's be real, any excuse to play more games with our dogs is a good excuse. I'm not saying you need to, force your dog to become more left-pawed if they aren't. That's not the goal here. It's more about observing them in action and maybe setting up activities that let their natural preference shine, or just making games a little easier and more fun for them if you know their preference. It's all about that positive engagement. One super simple thing is just being mindful during fetch, or when they're nudging a ball. Which paw do they tend to use to stop the ball or push it towards you? You can even try rolling a ball slowly towards them and see which paw they lift to interact with it first. Or get one of those treat dispensing balls. Observe which paw they instinctively use to bat it around to get the kibble out. It's like a little science experiment every time you play. You can make a mental note, or if you're extra like me, actually jot it down. Tuesday. Bartholomew used left paw 7 out of 10 times to whack the treat ball. Progress. You can also set up little paw target games. Put a sticky note on the floor or use a specific mat and encourage them to touch it with their paw for a treat. See which paw they offer. If you know they're a lefty, maybe place it slightly to their left to make it more intuitive. Or if you're trying to confirm, see which one they offer most often regardless of placement. You can even try those doggy puzzles where they have to lift flaps or slide things with their paws. These are great for mental stimulation anyway, and it's a perfect opportunity to watch those paws in action. The key is to keep it fun, keep it light, and just enjoy learning more about your amazing, quirky, possibly left-pawed best friend. Oh my god, you guys, we made it through the fascinating, slightly obsessive world of dog paw preferences. Who knew there was so much to think about when it comes to which paw our furry overlords decide to use to demand snacks or gently, or not so gently, wake us up in the morning? I feel like I've learned so much, and now I'm definitely going to be side-eyeing my own dog for the next week, trying to collect all the paw data. It's for science, okay? And for my own amusement, let's be honest. This has been a journey, a true exploration. So now it's your turn to become a paw preference pioneer. I seriously want to know, have you ever noticed if your dog is a lefty or a righty? Or maybe you have one of those talented ambidextrous pups? Go observe your dogs. Try some of the little tests we talked about, the shake, the toy reach, the treat under the cup. And then, please come back here and tell me all about it in the comments below. I want to hear all your findings, your hilarious stories, your dog's probably confused reactions. Let's turn the comments section into a giant database of dog paw facts. Thank you so much for watching and for nerding out about dog paws with me. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and maybe even learned a little something new about your best furry friend. If you liked this video and want to see more deep dives into the weird and wonderful world of pets, then pretty please with a cherry on top, hit that subscribe button. And ring the little bell thingy so you don't miss out on any future shenanigans. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more fun pet facts. Bye, you guys. Give your dogs a pat for me, preferably with their preferred paw, if you can figure it out.